Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Backpacking Podcast. We are brought to you by Outdoor Vitals. They are makers of Performance First Ultralight gear, and we're excited they're bringing this show to you today. We are joined by Mr. Backpacking with Jason, sir.
Yeah,
John is
yeah.
the host. We're going to get to Jason here in just a second. I wanted to mention real quick from our sponsor. You all saw last week the Outdoor Vitals Storm Loft quilt. I got the 15 degree. This week, I just wanted to give you a little peek at their, I would call this the Ghost Whisperer Killer. This is the men's Nova UL jacket, and this is going to be my winter jacket. So we'll link it in the description below. Everybody check out outdoorvitals.com, and thank you for sponsoring the show. Jason, I'm driving the ship this week. How are you?
Yes, Jeremiah. I have to say that you got a mixture of like a Neil Diamond music on the intro, right into like a Metallica Slayer style, and it goes in there. I mean, that's some weird music you got going on. I was like, is this a Barry White vibe, or is this Neil Diamond? That music? Who picked that out, JK or you?
Well, I'm going to be honest. John does all the music and on-air producing and all that for the show. And I emailed him and said, hey, I know Jason is hosting the show with me this week, but I still need you to do all of the behind-the-scenes stuff. I need you to make the intro video. I need you to make the thumbnails. I need you to do the music. And that's what he came up with. So shout out to John for giving us total contrasts on the music.
If anybody's ever listening to the 2-minute countdown on the Backpacking Podcast on YouTube, if you're listening to it, please in the comment section let me know. Is it a Barry White style, a Neil Diamond style? What do y'all think that is, that music?
Well, I'll be honest, Jason, this is going to be a tough question for him to answer because I do all the editing and uploading and all that. John does the titling and describing stuff. And after every live stream, I go back the next day and edit off the countdown timer. People don't know. This is a little behind the scenes for you. If you actually join Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Monday night, you can, at the start of the show, see a little peek preview of the guest, and there's a countdown to let people kind of join the show before we actually come on air. And I go through and chop that right off the beginning, so nobody has to sit through it if they are just watching the show after the actual live version.
Little behind the scenes clips.
Yeah, and I also want to throw a few shout outs here to some of our live viewers at the moment. We got a bunch of people online already, and they're leaving comments. I love this one. Backpacking with Jason says, guess who's co-hosting tonight?
Yeah.
Derwin Off the Rails. What's up? Ancient Trails. Howdy, folks. Ride Outdoors. Hey, everyone. A bunch of people saying hello. Stoned Ape Adventures.
Howdy, everybody.
What's up, guys?
I know JK is the professional, but y'all deal with me tonight just for a little while.
Look at what Derwin says. It's not baby making music, so it's not Barry.
Oh, that's right. That is true. That's a funny comment.
Brian Winburn.
Hey, Brian. What's up? What's up? Jeremiah, I just got through seeing you, man.
Chicken Little Trek says, how was the Pinhoti Fest?
Well, coming right in there. I thought it was pretty good, man. It was really, really fun seeing everybody. Seeing Metro on the Move, as Crow Flies Hiking, Senior Hiker 77, Joey Outdoors.
Yeah, met some new people. Joey Outdoors.
Yeah.
Sky. Several people that I hadn't met.
Yes.
Tom, Fallen Walker's World.
Walker's World. That's right. Tom was there. Kevin from Atypical Hiker was there.
Yeah.
They had good music, lots of good vendors. They had like Sawyer, had local, not local, but they had people selling some of their foods and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool. I picked up some of their backpacking foods, going to try those out. Thought it was real cool. You know, they had a good thing going out there.
Yeah, and if anybody wants, sometimes you feel like you're just in a rut. You keep listening to the same music all the time, and you're like, oh, I need something new, injected into my music stream. Check out the Yellow Dandies. Especially if you like folk style, kind of bluegrassy. But that was legit. We checked out some of their music, Yellow Dandies. But fun time, man. Like you said, fun seeing all the people, meeting all the vendors.
Drove from Kentucky. We drove from Kentucky down to Alabama see everybody and hang out for a while and so forth. And it was pretty good. I do have a question I'd like to ask the audience, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to know, people, do you all love Popeye's chicken? On the way down there, we passed it twice. I couldn't get Jeremiah or my buddy Sean to stop and let me get Popeyes. They're like, no, there's nothing grilled there. It's everything's fried. But how's it go? Love that chicken from Popeyes. Who doesn't love Popeyes? So in the comment section, one, you can tell me if you love Popeyes. Two, do you think the Popeyes chicken sandwich is just the same as the Chick-fil-A sandwich?
Oh my God. Yes. Please in the comments, write
yes,
Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. Let us know. And you know what? That's a good question.
Wait a minute. That's not fair to put Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. I was just saying Popeyes chicken's good or not. Chick-fil-A, that's hard to. Yeah, Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes. Who's better?
Yeah, why not? Right?
Throw it out there. Absolutely.
We're 3 years late on the debate of which sandwich is better, but we'll throw it out there. I think probably what we can do is bring in our guest here, Woody, from Woody Walks, and get his opinion on this. If you all would, welcome to the stage here.
Woody.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So give us your take before we get into kind of your history and background and what we're going to talk about today. Which one is it going to be, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A, and why?
This is a perfect opportunity to talk about how impressed I've been by KFC lately.
Oh my gosh!
So is the KFC there.
I can only speak on the one that's located right next to my sister's house, which is where I was living for the last year. It is mind-blowing. There's a woman that's been working there for like 25 years. She's like employee of the century or something. Yes. She's like 75. She's so nice and sweet, and like I don't know what it is, but the chicken is so juicy and tender. And I can't, in all honesty, give an opinion about Popeyes or Chick-fil-A because I don't really eat either of them.
Well, you know what? We're just gonna call KFC the winner. That's number one right there. Kentucky Fried Chicken, number one.
Look at the hate. Redundant. KFC.
I know. I can't even argue that. I don't even blame people. I was totally blown away.
Oh man, Chicken Little likes some Popeyes.
Yes, yeah, some Popeyes.
Look at that. We had Popeyes, but the KFC across from it gave away free chicken till it closed.
I used to get free chicken from KFC back when I was a young lad, like 19 years old. I'd be like, what are y'all throwing away? And they'd say, here, and I'd take it. When you're young, man, you're working, going to school, trying to do stuff. You're like, give me that chicken.
For sure. That's how I can get my first trying of Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. I'll get some free samples.
You go there when it's closing, say, what are y'all throwing away? They give it right here.
Then I can report back.
You're missing out, man. I'll also add in here a special thank you for Darwin Off the Rails for contributing to the Backpacking Podcast Back Pocket, a $4.99 donation.
Wow.
Darwin says, this is Darwin's alter ego. Woody, I don't know if you're familiar with Darwin on the Trail. He's a big-time backpacking YouTuber, with like 500,000 subscribers. But this is his alter ego. A big fan of the show, Darwin Off the Rails. Jason, I don't know if he knows this, but he knows this person personally. Yeah. I'll tell you who it is after the show if you don't know.
Oh, I know who it is.
Okay. Darwin says, Jeremiah, it's okay to announce that I'll be the special guest next week. The shows that ended all. Also, Slim Chickens is greater than Popeyes. Hot take there.
You know what? I talked Slim Chickens over the weekend. I gave a big praise on their bone-in wings. So I'm going to say Slim Chickens is up in there. That's for sure. It's good call. Who said that? Darwin?
Darwin.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even familiar with that one.
With Slim Chickens?
Yeah.
That may be a southern
You know what?
thing.
It's new for me right here in Lexington, too. In Kentucky, it's new for me. Can you tell I have an accent, Woody?
No. What are you talking about?
Okay, great.
Neither of you.
Thank you, Woody. Jeremiah's got an accent.
Mine is a confusing accent. Sometimes I write, people can't even read it. In fact, Jason told me earlier, I sent him a picture and he said, well, I was having trouble reading some of your writing. The accent bleeds through. And we'll wrap up the chicken talk here with Karen's comment. She's still traumatized by her school lunch Chicken
God.
sandwich. Is
hilarious.
that's the one with the
That-
chicken legs sticking out?
That's ooh.
Yeah, pretty tough. So Woody, let's transition here a little bit to some stuff about you. You know, you're the reason that we're meeting tonight, having you as a guest on the show. So first of all, I'll give everybody a little bit of context. You're doing this walk, and we're going to talk about it throughout the show. I'm curious, where are you right now? And I know you recently started your walk.
Yeah, I'm in Paradise, Michigan, and I got here about 30 minutes ago after about a 20-mile hike from Holbert, Michigan.
Okay, all right. Just getting started.
I found paradise.
Well,
No, I started the whole hike in about 130 or 40 miles ago in Mackinac City, so Mackinac City's on the Lower Peninsula, and then it's separated from the Upper Peninsula by the Mackinac Bridge, which is a 5 mile long, like a super bridge. And one day a year you can walk across it. So on Labor Day I did that walk across, and so I've been making my way from Mackinac City up to the northern side of the Upper Peninsula for the last 130 or 40 miles.
wow.
Is that close to Pictured Rocks?
Yeah, that's Pictured Rocks is so when I get to that area, that's gonna be when I cut back south and start heading towards you guys, actually. So towards Louisville or Louisville.
Oh, awesome. Either way, it's okay. We call it L's down.
That's right, baby. L's down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pictured Rocks is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Probably in my opinion, the best scenic area in Michigan for sure. And there's a few other things on the way too, like Tequamanen Falls, which is a really big waterfall and a river that's attached to it. Obviously, it's not quite Niagara level, but it's pretty massive. It's quite spectacular. So I'll be hitting that.
Nice.
Yeah, Tequamanen Falls. If you see the word, it's really hard to say. I only know how to say it well because of practice. And that's going to be my next stop in about 3 days from here on my way towards Pictured Rock and Marquette.
Oh, you're going to have fun at Pictured Rocks.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. Being so so I'm from Lansing, which is the capital of Michigan and the Lower Peninsula. And you come up to the Upper Peninsula as a kid with your family. That's kind of what people do. So I used to go to Pictured Rock semi consistently, but that was the last time I've seen it was probably 35 years ago, or maybe even 40 years ago. So
you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Man.
And I've never taken the kayaks out either, which you can take the kayaks right up to the rocks. And so for those that don't know, Pictured Rocks overlooks Lake Superior, and Lake Superior is pretty much like an ocean. It's kind of hard to even tell it's a lake from some of the beaches. It's the biggest of the Great Lakes, and the cliffs, the Pictured Rocks, they're like these massive cliffs that overlook the lake, and just absolutely beautiful, especially this time of year because all the leaves are changing colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's such a beautiful area. They got little cliffs that you can go walk right out to the edge. And I mean, you see nothing but water. I guess Canada's way out there somewhere. Yeah, it's beautiful.
You can even, and then if you go so Pictured Rocks is closer to Munising, and then just a little further is Marquette, and there's a bunch of cliffs you can actually jump off and stuff. So I intend to do that as well. And you can actually surf in Lake Michigan if you're really lucky. Wow. If everything lines up and a bunch of different things happen perfectly with the weather and stuff, you can actually surf. So I'm going to try to do some of that too once I get to Marquette.
Awesome. Man, backpacking, kayaking, surfing.
Yeah, it's definitely
awesome.
Yeah, there's no rules on my. The only rule is that I want to reach 2,000 miles as my initial goal. But how I get 2,000 miles walking, but not necessarily consistently walking. You know, I might take a little kayak trip or a little boat ride or something like that along the way, and I'll just pick up walking after I do stuff like that.
I looked on your website. By the way, what is your website? Woody Walks?
WoodyWalks.com, yep.
Okay. I was looking on your website, and Jason and We were in a car for a long time together. You may have heard us talking about before we brought you on the show that we checked out Pinhoti Fest. And for us, that's anywhere from 5 to 10 hours, depending on traffic, for us to get down there.
Wow.
And
Holy
we were looking
crap.
at your website and discussing your route and your projected route. I assume it's changed since you put that on there, but it initially started in Mackinac City where you talked about going across the bridge. And then it looked like you were going to hit the UP and then trek over to Minneapolis, go up to Winnipeg, and then end kind of in Calgary. So you said Louisville. Louisville's nowhere close to any of those places. So you're saying no rules. The point is to walk, bring awareness to mental health, give people a chance to donate to the charities. But what changed there?
There's quite a few variables, actually. One is weather. I started to realize like the winters in Saskatchewan and up in Alberta and everything are pretty extreme. And then I was thinking about grizzly bears and going through grizzly country, and that kind of made me nervous. And then most importantly, population density, just because, actually probably weather and population density are equally important, but I just want to be able to reach and connect with more people. And going through the UP alone is super desolate and like nobody's here. And then if I were to go from here to Saskatchewan, I just feel like it would kind of limit the amount of people that I could connect with and, share these experiences with and stuff. So that was another big factor. So yeah, when I get to Marquette now, I'm going to, instead of continuing west, a dog just showed up. Hey buddy. I'm at a restaurant if you guys can't tell. So yeah, and from when I get to Marquette, I'm going to cut back south through the UP because I went through the UP north to the north side of the UP, which is where I am now. Then I'm going to go west along the northern shore, and then once I get to Marquette, I'm going to go back south through the UP again and into Green Bay and Milwaukee and Chicago, and then from Chicago towards Louisville.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the wildlife, Jason, you ever seen a grizzly?
No. Besides TV. No. Don't
Same
want to
here.
either. Yeah.
What about you, Woody? You ever encountered one?
No, man. I haven't. I was apparently one switchback away from one when we were hiking in the Tetons in Wyoming.
Nice.
And I think if I remember, because somebody was coming down and they warned us as we were going up that there was a grizzly one switchback up, but we didn't encounter it. And then later that same trip, we saw, and then another person warned us that they just saw a black bear take down a fawn, and we saw a fresh bear scat from, I'm assuming, the black bear, but still haven't seen anything. And yeah, the Upper Peninsula has a ton of black bears and gray wolves too. So I love wildlife, but I don't know if I want to see those predators, especially when you're by yourself. It makes it a little more spooky out there at night.
We definitely was wondering that when we was looking at that route. We was like, well, it's getting ready to be wintertime,
Yeah,
it's going to be
that,
really rough in that those areas up there and trying to walk, a lot of miles and everything. But yeah,
definitely. And I have a walking trailer too that I use, and I have a ton of stuff with me because I'm a content creator as well as I'm doing this, and I spend a lot of time editing videos, and I'm learning music production and things like that. So I have like a studio mic with me, which unfortunately I'm not using right now, but I have a good editing laptop and stuff like that. So I have a big suitcase that I actually have attached to the walking trailer. So I have to be a little more strategic about the type of terrain that I'm walking on. So yeah, I wouldn't do very well in snow.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
My wife and I did the Camino de Santiago in Spain, which I don't know if you're familiar with.
Nice.
I know that you've been to a bunch of countries and done a bunch of different treks and stuff. But I had never seen in the U.S. any of those walking trailers. And on the Camino, a lot of it is paved. Some of it you got to go through mountains and stuff, and it's not going to be very friendly, even for like an all-terrain walk-behind trailer. But I guess they're more popular there. So
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, can you just tell us and the audience a little bit about what like a walking trailer even is, and why would you ever use one, and what is the weight of your gear?
Yeah, so I didn't even know they were even actually a thing. I just kind of was. I was okay. So I attempted the Lyson Way in Turkey, which is a trail that goes along the southern coast of Turkey, and I did a similar. It was a charity type thing for some wildlife organizations, and it usually takes people about a month. And I had all my stuff in my backpack, and again, I had like a bunch of studio equipment and stuff, and I only made it about a week on the trail. I ended up hurting my back and my hips and stuff, and I just couldn't do it physically. So when I got the itch, that was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and so this time when I got the itch to do some more exploring and stuff, I was just thinking about like how could I possibly take all that stuff but not have all the weight on my back. And I just on a whim I looked up walking trailers, and just because I was imagining those trailers that they use on bicycles, bike cargo trailers, and so I was picturing something like that. And I pretty much only one company that makes anything worth a damn anyways, called Hipstar, and it's basically just like those bike trailers. It's on 2 tires, and it has the bottom part folds out so you can set whatever on top of it, and then it leans up against the back, and then you can strap it in, and then you have a belt. I thought I maybe had it with me. You
So
have
it
a belt.
attaches to you?
Yeah, you put it actually. You can put shoulder straps, but that was kind of what I was trying to avoid. So you can put you put the belt around your waist, and then it attaches to that, and then it has all these like counterbalance. You basically adjust the angle of the handlebars, and so it makes it so it pretty much eliminates like 90%, up to 90% of the weight from pushing down on your hips, and instead you're just pulling it. So,
have you seen these, Jeremiah?
Well, I seen them on the Camino. It was usually like elderly people. Most people wore backpacks, but the elderly people.
Shut up, Woody.
No offense, bro. You're not elderly. Jason's older than you. But it was like, it was like,
just saying.
I'm gonna drag him right under the bus too. It was like, elderly women. They would have them, and
you're doubling down there.
For real.
Elderly women.
That it helps carry your gear. Okay,
Yeah.
I just never heard of it, and I've never seen one. I'm going to actually look it up, a little bit later.
He's not kidding. It's definitely, you definitely see elderly people using it more.
Yeah, mobility issue. Like if you have compressed disc in your back or something, or
a broke ankle,
or clubfoot. Like Jason, Woody, I'll tell you, most of the listeners already know this. Jason and I were kayaking, and he broke his ankle, and he is just now getting to the point where he can kind of get back out. This was like what, 3 or 4 months ago?
3 months ago. 3 months and 5 days ago. I came every day, wrote down. Until I get 100%. Yeah. I work out, get it ready. He's
got some mobility issues. We can probably get him one of these.
I can use. I have to look them up, man, and see what that is.
They wouldn't.
Called a wagon, walking wagon,
walking trailer, I'm sure you can walking cargo trailer, walking wagon. But yeah, this one, the manufacturer is Hipstar, Hipstar, and it's just it's a husband. I think the wife is involved too, but he designed it from scratch, and he literally thought of everything. So it's like a really, really good design. I'm super impressed. I'm still getting a few things dialed in with it. But yeah, it's pretty impressive, pretty incredible. And he's been very, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He just had I needed to replace a couple of the parts, and he's been super responsive and supportive. So it's a company I feel really good promoting and vouching for.
Nice. I was just going to say, when you get to Louisville, you might want to start putting that gear closer to you. Louisville could be a little bit rough.
Downtown Louisville.
Yeah, you might want to watch yourself when you get to the Ville and be a little careful. Yeah.
No.
But you'll be going through Indiana, right?
I'm probably gonna go straight. Like, yeah, I think just the corner of it or the edge of it. I forget exactly which route to get to Louisville I'm going to. But I'm basically just racing against winter, so that's why I chose to go to Louisville instead of Indianapolis. And like I said, I want to go into pretty well populated areas, at least semi consistently. So that's why I was deciding between Indianapolis and Louisville. But it looks like about a 5-degree difference for the time of year that I'll be down there between those two cities. So I'm going to go with the warmer one, Louisville.
Yeah. I want to get to I got a couple comments to pop up here, but I want to get to the winter thing after we talk about some of these comments, unless they take us in a different direction. I do
want to ask you about your gear too.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about on the winter stuff. Let's see. Woodhall Trails is already asking about poop, but also said, "What's up, guys? Sorry, lost track of time. Probably not. Probably didn't lose track because, as Doc Watson said, he thought it said 9 p.m. for tonight's live stream. That's probably just because I screwed it up. It was supposed to be 8 p.m. So thanks for joining us live, Doc. It's good to see you. And also, King of the Woods says Jeremiah looks like someone farted. Well, someone may have farted, man. I tell you, right before Woody hopped on here, I told Jason, I was like, bro, I got to run to the bathroom before we start the show. The situation is, and we'll get to more poop talk later, I promise, guys. But we have one Indian restaurant in town. One. That's it. And so Monday nights, Bridget and I typically we go out we get food and bring it back home because we got the live stream. And so she got some Sonny's, and I said, I don't want Sonny's barbecue. I think I'm going to go with Indian. So I got some Indian, tried some new chicken, hadn't tried. And bro, I have pooped twice since I ate that Indian.
You know what you should have done?
That'll do it.
Should have said, I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Oh my God!
Popeyes instead of Indian. I know there's a Popeyes somewhere down there.
It's across the street from Chick-fil-A.
Competition.
Yeah, right,
that's what I like.
These guys are going at it.
Yeah,
absolutely. The Chick-fil-A people, Popeyes people look at each other when it's closing time. Like, I see you over there. I see you.
Doc said you'll lose the game if you eat Indian on a tray. I play this little game, the Don't Poop in the Woods game. You definitely lose it. Also, by the way, while we got comments going here, and then we'll hop back into the winter situation in the gear. Ruben Hike is asking about the meetup at Hanson's Point. That is actually, what's the date on that, Jason? October the 11th through the 13th.
You got it, my man. Absolutely.
Hanson's Point, October 11th through the 13th. If anybody wants to come and do a little hang there.
Yeah, it's hang out, have a good time. It's a little adult themed, for sure. A bunch of, grown people out there and everything. And it's a good time. Hope y'all can come out there. Let's have some fun in the woods. So it's all that, and it's fall time. So hopefully some of the colors are changing at the gorge.
Yeah, good transition here, Jason, because after fall comes winter, and you're going to hike into it, Woody. I watched some of your interviews. You're on some different news stations and talking to some different people. Also, you do content creation, as you said. So I checked out a bunch of your content, and I heard one person you're talking to, you were telling them about your hammock setup, and Jason and I are avid hammockers. I mean,
nice. Yes, love it.
I would say, what would you say, Jason? 95% of the nights are hammock or more.
Absolutely.
So we are curious about what your setup is, because we're very, I'd say, anal about our hammock setups and stuff.
Sure.
And I heard you talking about like using a pad or an underquilt, and I've tried both. But what setup are you taking with you, and how you staying warm?
Yeah. So this hammock is actually the manufacturer is called Amok or Amic. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Amok.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, so exactly. You know about that drama?
Yes.
The drama
like
fight.
Yeah, it's like a bed. I mean, it's literally like a bed.
So the hammock lays perpendicular to the straps as opposed to lengthwise with the straps like normal hammocks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Excuse me. and then you slide. It has a slip for your sleeping pad that you slide the sleeping pad into the hammock. It zips up in there, and then between the way that it lays with the straps and then the pad being in there, you can pretty much lay flat and
just like a bed. Just like a bed. It's really nice.
I wouldn't go that far.
A bed with the air mattress.
I'm 6'5".
Oh snap! Wow.
Yep, I feel your pain, bro. I'm 6'4".
Yeah, and 215 pounds, and they say it's good for people up to 6'11", and I don't see how in any reality that's possible. But I also like to sleep with my arms extended and kind of like sprawled out. So maybe it's because of the way I sleep, but it's kind of not working out for me. Which is very well designed. I have nothing bad to say about the company, but then they do returns after they let you try it for 100 days. So they have no problem with that, and I took really good care of it. But I'm actually going to switch back to tent camping. It's like, because also like I just like to have the space to have everything on like the floor or
it's like a little house.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and
those hammocks of his is different than ours, because you know how we sit in ours. It's a little different with his, like just to sit in there and sit in it, because it's made to have that air mattress in there and everything. So I get what you're saying on your end on there.
For sure. I think if I was a little shorter, it'd be okay, but it's got tons of pockets and features, and it's got a guy line, I guess. What do they call it when you
bridge line?
Yeah, bridge line. So in terms of features and stuff, it's amazing, but just for me and my size, I don't think it's going to work out.
As in a tent, you're being 6'5". What kind of tent do you use?
This tent is a Marmot tungsten 2-person tent, and it's pretty much the longest. It's got the largest floor space out of all the 2-person tents that I could find. I certainly can't do a 1-person tent. And it has 2 vestibules, which is huge for me.
Yeah. That's a good company.
I love Marmot. Kind of in line with the poop story.
Here we go.
Topic. This is not a poop story, but
okay.
I actually, when a tent has two vestibules, I call one of the vestibules a pissibule. And just because I basically just roll over and pee out that one vestibule, and then that way, since there's 2 of them, I never have to get in and out on that same side. So pro tip for anyone is to get 2 vestibules. And then that could fall in line. It could be a poop to, but I've never done that one, so I'll leave that to the viewers to try.
I was going to tell you on the tents, Woody, where I'm tall too, I have the same problem. So I usually go with like a 12-foot hammock, like a gathered in traditional style. But on the tents, dude, the 2 I would suggest for you checking out is depending on your budget. I mean, I know that you're doing the vagabond life and you're doing a walk and you're raising charity, so this is an expensive tent. But the Z-Packs Duplex L, it's made for tall people. Now, you're slightly taller than me, so you may have to go diagonal in it. And also, I mean, I can text you these links and stuff too if you ever do want them. But the Lightheart Gear, shout out to them. That is like a mom and pop company. Lightheart Gear, they have a So Long 6 that fits up to 6'8". So, but it only has 1 vestibule. So you will you got to use a pee bottle. How do you feel about a pee bottle, by the way? Jason loves them. Sometimes he accidentally gets his drinking and pee bottle mixed up. But pee is pretty sanitary, right? It's like distilled water, basically.
Man, the pee bottle is gross. That is just awful. Get out of the pee.
I agree with you. It's disgusting, but I also am an avid user.
Oh,
my goodness.
It's just gross, but especially if you spill or miss or and then if you're like, if you're dumping it out your tent,
it smells terrible when you're dumping it out.
Yeah, it builds up and starts smelling terrible.
Oh, that is awful. Why didn't he think about that?
Yeah,
but for the convenience purpose alone, yeah, I'm all in. I've probably used a piss bottle more than anyone you'll ever meet.
Well, let me ask you this. This is the important question since I'm on the show.
Okay.
Wag bag or no wag bag? Wag bag is something they want you to poop in a bag and go throw it, I guess, in the trash, or you just dig a hole and poop.
Yeah.
Look, you can see on his face. He's like, I don't know about the wag bag.
I'm just another animal. I feel like if a bear can shit in the woods, so can I.
My man. That's right, Woody. That's right.
So I do that, and I just bury it.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Dig a 6-inch hole and bury it. Absolutely. Since the beginning of time. Absolutely. Thank you.
People that live in a place where bear bags, the poop bags are necessary. Yeah. They are so tired of hearing Jason's take on this because we're both East Coast guys and we grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, and you can just go dig a hole and poop and it's not that big of a deal. Yes. And at exhaustion and nausea, I have shared that some places, the ecosystem, like out west, for example, in desolate areas where we probably really shouldn't be, like in the middle of a desert where people don't live, the bacteria and the basically the organisms that live in the soil, there's not enough to break down your human poop, and so it just basically goes into the watershed. And I think that's why they use them. And above, like places maybe above tree line that you can actually dig, and they don't want like high traffic areas. They don't want just big poop fields in
for sure
the same location. So I think that's why they do them. So I will play devil's advocate here, but it is entertaining nonetheless to always hear Jason antagonize everybody that uses wag bags.
Woody, he's a bunch of hogwash. Don't listen to him. That's all hogwash. That stuff he's talking about.
I'm just educating, man.
Yeah, whatever.
I actually do appreciate that because I never really knew what the ramifications were on going outside, and I definitely don't want to, poison people's waterways or anything.
Well, I think it's more high traffic. You can poop right on the sidewalk in Louisville, so you'll be okay right there. No wag bag needed in the bill. You just let it go. People see you there all the time. Look, people are clapping for me in the background.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, here, let's talk about I want to hear some of these adventures, dude. Jason, you got something before we switch over to
that? I wanted to ask him about the Morocco.
Please do. I got questions.
Elevation, because it looked like it's pretty snowy up there.
Oh yeah. Well, that's just the Atlas Mountain. So Morocco is just incredible. It's got desert, it has great surfing on the beach in the ocean and amazing beaches and amazing beach towns, and then you can drive 2 hours inland to the Atlas Mountains, and that peak that I summited is called Toubkal, Toubkal. It's the second highest peak in Africa next to Kilimanjaro. And
JK,
our regular co-host.
JK, he did Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, beast
nice.
of the mountain.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty brutal.
What was the elevation for you?
Yeah, it's like 26,000 for that. So I don't know how high the mountain was that you were doing in Morocco. Mount Topkal?
Toubkal.
Sorry.
Toubkal.
Yeah, it's about 14,000 feet, I think.
That's
still
that's up
between 13 and 14. But the thing is, I guess this is pretty common for all summits. You got to hike in from the town, so like base camp per se. So with that added in, it was a ton of walking.
Oh, I guarantee it. And I also interrupt you for just a second because while y'all are talking about the pee bottles and the poop, Ruben Hayek said poop hammock. So we'll leave that for another time. We've talked a lot about the poop hammock.
Poop hammock. That's the winner.
I actually can't share what I want to share, but it's a product I'm working on, and I'm manufacturing a product, and it's not a poop hammock, but it's quite similar. And I'll share it when the time is right.
All right.
Man, we got a guy with the manufacturer here.
What a tease!
Yeah,
it's quite a nice design, and for men especially, it will be very handy.
Now Jeremiah would have to have it with a bidet. I mean,
yes, does it have a bidet?
Yes, he needs a bidet with it.
He did bidet.
Man, I don't get the whole bidet thing. I think it seems like it would make a mess more than anything. I don't.
Oh, opposite of that, bro. What are you talking about?
Doesn't it like get everywhere? Splatter?
Thank you.
No,
Yes.
it's aimed. It's aimed perfectly.
I've seen one and haven't tried one.
Dude, it's so refreshing. You have to try it. Even the guests that come to the house say, "Oh, that was refreshing."
Woody, you're against wag bags. You're against the bidet. Man, you're a man of my own heart right here.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Do you like Mississippi?
Oh my gosh, man, with the Mississippi. Shout out to Kentucky beating Ole Miss this past weekend.
We always had a saying. It's like, at least we're not Mississippi. That's a saying in Kentucky we have.
Oh, that's funny. I was going to mention on the pee bottle, by the way, we don't have to spend too long on this, but I forgot to mention that it is a free hot water bottle in the wintertime unless you spill it on you, and then it is a free perfume. A terrible smelling perfume. And then Woodall Trail said that animals are meant to poop in the woods. And also a little more education here from Delta Safari. Now, I have not fact-checked this. I'm just trusting. Delta Safari is a regular on the show,
yes.
Commenter and viewer. Most humans consume so much processed food that it does not break down properly like animals who consume only natural foods. We have super industrial turds. So Woody says, so I have Superman.
That's the comment of the year. I got Superman food.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, back to our regular.
Wow, that's a pretty good point, though. I haven't. I try not to eat processed shit, but
yeah, I try to as well. But sometimes Popeye somehow sneaks into the.
Oh my! Don't you dare badmouth Popeye.
Yeah, I got deep fried mozzarella sticks right now. So.
Oh no, that's a process at its finest.
Yeah,
it's like
Superman turd.
when you hike a really long day and it's like nothing satisfies other than junk food. It's unfortunate because like I can't say no to like I'm eating a Philly cheesesteak and mozzarella sticks and French fries and lemonade and it's just glorious.
Wow, that sounds
I bet
good.
it's delicious. So you've been to 30 plus countries. What's some of the crazy food things that you've eaten? Because like I lived in Ecuador for a while and their delicacy was guinea pig. You tried some guinea pig, tried some dog, some
what? Excuse me?
Haven't tried dog that I'm aware of.
Thank God.
There's a likely chance that I have had it. I had the guinea pig in Peru actually.
Yeah.
Actually
in Peru.
Yeah, it's like everywhere, like little food stands, like what's it
Just
called?
Little guinea pigs?
Little guinea pigs on a stick. Just like all Chinese.
They call it gooey or cooey or something like that.
What's it taste like?
It's
like ham?
It's pretty gamey. It's not great. It's not great. I don't know how to compare it to anything. Maybe like in line with like bison or something, kind of.
It's just good.
Yeah, but it's just very gamey. I've had the experience that bison was pretty gamey when I had it, but it's not bad. Yeah. So that's probably the craziest thing I've done.
What about roaches, bugs, that kind of stuff? You ever eat? I see them dried out a lot in like some countries, but
yep, they serve them all over the place in Thailand. So like the little street vendors, I wasn't brave enough to try them, but I've been around them quite a bit. Yeah, not too many crazy food stuff.
Let me ask you this then. I mentioned Indian food earlier, dude. I watch some like vloggers that go to different countries, kind of like what you've done and what you're doing, and like Kurt Cass. I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but he's this German South African dude that's got like a couple million subscribers, and right now I think he's living in Venezuela. But I've seen him traveling to all these different countries, and he goes to like India, and they're making everything with their hands. Like all the street food, it just looks so unhygienic. And they're like serving everything with their hands. They drop it on the ground. They just throw it back in there.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't eat it all. You just throw it back in there, mix it up, serve it to the next guy.
Wow.
Have you tried any street foods like that in some of the developing nations, or even some established nations that maybe just have some of that wild street food?
Yeah, Thailand is another example of that. Pretty unsanitary, especially with like the flies. It's just accepted that it's covered in flies, and I mean, by the time the food gets to you, you could have easily like 50 flies that have already been landed on it, and which I don't know if most people know exactly what flies actually do when they land on your food. It's pretty disgusting.
Don't they vomit on it and then they break it down and they start
all kinds of excrements going into it, and then they re-eat it. It's disgusting. But
what a podcast to listen to! This is very wild.
Everybody, make sure you're eating while you listen to this podcast tonight.
Yeah, but so that street food was pretty typical stuff though, just like chicken and fish balls and balls of fish, rather, not fish balls. I'm just trying to think what other. I tend to stay away from the crazy stuff. I had fish soup in Colombia, where you basically catch the fish and then they make it right there on their grill at the beach.
Nice.
Nice. And the soup was incredible, and then all of a sudden eyeball like rolled over and made like the whole like bloop sound.
Ooh, where's that at?
That was in Colombia. It's pretty common in South America, and a lot of places they just put the whole fish in there basically.
Just throw it in.
Fish head soup.
Yeah, fish head soup. Yeah, that's it. Not just fish soup, fish head soup. And I actually wasn't able to eat the eyeball, but my friend did, and you could hear it explode in his mouth, and he said it tasted just like like iron, like an organ basically. And he didn't want to be rude, so he didn't really react, but I could tell he was having a hard time getting it down.
I do want to share. I thought Jason would get a chuckle out of this. A little love to our Mississippi listeners. Mississippi State motto is, quote, this is not me saying this. I'm just reading this from one of our viewers that's commenting this. Mississippi State motto is, quote, come and feel better about your own state. I know Jason would agree with that. And Reuben Hike. Oh, John Kelly said, what's up, folks? John is indisposed at the moment. He will be here next week. But shout out JK. Hello. Thanks for catching the part of the show here. Reuben Hikes has a question for you, Woody.
Oh, that's a great question.
Did you bless
great question, Reuben.
With your best poop session, and who got the big one? Yeah, so let's hear and let's
Reuben,
hear your
great question.
Well, it would have to be the U.S.
Oh,
okay.
I haven't really done like most of the hiking and stuff I do, other than like Tube Cal and a couple other things, is like kind of urban, more cities and towns, and
yeah,
there's
you can poop there too, though. A lot of places, though, I found don't have toilet seats for some. Did you run into that? There's no toilet seat.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Why is there not a toilet seat?
Southeast Asia. It's just
they don't want to put them on there.
I guess it's a hole in the ground, and I actually don't even know how you do it. That's one. first thing I tell everybody to have with you when you do backpacking trips and stuff is wet wipes.
Yes,
that is
absolutely.
my number one item every time somebody asks me what's important to have. Because for situations like that, or and I get the compostable ones too, so that they, it's good for the environment.
Jeremiah will send you a link for a bidet because he'll try to talk you into that one.
Yeah,
you just need the bidet. You don't need the wet one.
That's right.
Wet wipes are the next best thing when you can't carry a bidet.
That's
unless
true.
Unless there's some sort of backpacking bidet.
No, there is. It
There
is
is a
called a
backpacking
pocket bidet. There's a bunch of variations, and you just stick it
wow.
into the top of your water bottle. Turn your water bottle upside down and squirt it on your bum, and then you squirt it in your mouth.
I love his expression. He's just like, oh man, that's hilarious.
Like, bro.
Yeah, I'm envisioning. I'm still thinking.
Taking your water bottle and sticking it up your butt. Is that what you're envisioning?
I'm still
the
thinking
lid and saying, all right,
it's more. Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't go well together.
Well, what I asked you before the show if you had any good poop stories. We'll kind of wrap up the show with this. Did you have anything to share with us in your wife? Yeah, I also after that definitely want to talk about the different charities and your walk. But what's your pooping experience here?
Nothing really too crazy. I mean, well, me and my friends do canoe trips down the river, like at least a couple times a year in Michigan. Michigan's full of rivers.
Awesome.
And we'll do like 3, 4, 5 day trips down the river and camp along the way.
Great.
Sometimes designated spots or just wild camping, stealth camping. And we're usually drinking a few beers, taking a few shots, and when you gotta go, and it's always an event, and everyone always is cracking up, and sometimes me and my friend Mike are always trying to catch each other with a picture of it happening, and so we got it. And so there's
what do y'all do with those pictures? You like catch him on candid camera and you text Mike, "Got you, bro." You send him a picture of him pooping.
Yeah, and then just find it years later and crack up at it again all over again. But so there's some pretty funny videos and pictures of each other doing that over the years. But it's just typical dig a hole, and usually it's with leaves, wiping with leaves. So that's kind of an event in and of itself, because I don't know whoever thought. I guess it's the best thing you can do when you don't have anything, but it's still not great.
That's true. And you can't run out of bidet. You didn't have to use those leaves. I'll just say you could have used a bidet. What were you going to say, Jason?
I was going to say you better watch your phone next time we're camping, because I might just do a story like Woody said. Give you a little preview of what I'm doing back there.
That's another way you can just get your friend back by showing the royal shite that you were taking. Yeah, exactly.
Live action.
Give them a little surprise on their phone.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, we started the show with you're doing this walk. You're doing it in the name of mental health, and to bring awareness to mental health, get rid of the stigma around it, which I think there is a big reduction in the stigma of mental health as a result of people taking action like you are. So how do people support you? Where do they find all your stuff? How do they help contribute to the causes, etc.?
So like I said earlier, the website's woodywalks.com. All my socials are on there. You can subscribe to my newsletter there, which is where I share updates from the journey, and that's when I update people when I make new videos on my social channels and stuff. But also on there, you can donate directly to the charities that I'm working with. I'm working with 6 different charities, a couple Alzheimer's charities, or organizations, and all these organizations put a lot of their resources into research and development for treating these issues, which was a big kind of factor for me when I was picking these organizations. They've all been heavily vetted on a site called Charity Navigator, which basically just investigates and rates the financial transparency and the corporate structure and basically the integrity of the organizations, and then it gives them a rating, and all these organizations have the highest ratings on that site. So they've been vetted very heavily. There's a couple Alzheimer's ones, a couple schizophrenia ones, and some suicide prevention and depression ones. And I chose these causes because they're all something that has affected my family and my loved ones. And the older I get, the more I'm seeing it in everyone else's inner circles and stuff too. So that's why it kind of hit close. Excuse me, I drank the lemonade too fast. So those kind of hit close to home with me, and that's why I picked them. So on my website, you can donate directly to those charities, and they're all exclusive URLs that those organizations gave to me, so that when people donate through my links on my website, it gets tracked as for my hike, my charity hike, and it goes towards my goal that I have for each of the organizations, which is $1,000 each, which is just to start. I wanted to start kind of low just to get an idea of how well it would go, and I didn't want to disappoint anyone, and so I set the expectation pretty low for now. But obviously, once we hit those goals, I'm going to raise them and keep going. So, and I've only done. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So like I said, I've hiked about 140 miles so far. So I obviously have a long way to go, but I've gotten a great response so far, and I'm very confident we're going to hit the initial goal and beyond. And then you can also donate directly to me and my project, which just helps me sustain. I'm not working while I'm out here, so I'm not making any money. And I, have to maintain my studio equipment and my Adobe subscriptions and my website maintenance fees and stuff like that, and obviously the gear and all that kind of stuff, and just survival in general. So that's what those donations go towards. And there's links to each of these options on my website, and it describes what they go towards and everything too. So it's very intuitive and easy to see what the differences and everything is on the website. And people can also host me along the way if they see the route, or if I'm anywhere near where they might be. People can click the host me link, and they can shoot me an email and let me know where they are, and provide a couple trees for me to hang my hammock, or a place to set up my tent or whatever, or share a meal. We can cook a meal together. I'm really all about manifesting these connections and experiences with the strangers along the way, and just bringing joy into people's lives. And like you said, battling the stigma, and I think just talking about this stuff and letting people know that they're not alone is a really big one. Another thing is people can join me for some of the hike, whether it's for a few days or a week, a month, whatever. People can join me, and during the time that they're with me, we'll focus on the charity of their choice. So we can, bring some attention to charities that might not have otherwise gotten attention, and maybe learn about some causes that we didn't know about, and stuff like that. So when they're with me, we'll take down my charities from the website and just focus on theirs, as long as it's vetted. That's kind of a stipulation. But other than that, it doesn't even necessarily really have to be for mental health, just as long as it's a worthwhile cause. And then also I'm looking for brand sponsors too. So that's another link that's on my website. So if anybody is a business owner or a brand, and if the brand is in line with, these causes, and I'm also trying, not fully sustainable and eco-friendly, but I'm doing my best where I can with the gear that I'm using, and with the, even the packaging of the gear that I get, and the packaging of the food and stuff that I have shipped, and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to be as sustainable as possible. So, and eco-friendly. So brands that are in line with these ideals and stuff like that is kind of what I'm looking for. But that's another way people can support and get involved on the website too.
All right.
But yeah, the newsletter subscription is pretty much the easiest way. It's free. It's super simple. It takes like 20 seconds. You just put your email address in, hit the submit button, and then you'll get all my updates from the journey. And I'll be doing things like raffles. For example, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Harvest Hosts.
No, I'm not familiar with Harvest Host. Is that a website that you could sign up to do giveaways and stuff?
Well, it's like the Airbnb of our RV locations, but
Oh yeah, so people can host you and do events and stuff.
well, you can, if you have an RV, you can, if you basically subscribe to the site, and then you can camp at all the private sites for free with your subscription. So they donated a subscription, lifetime membership to the project, and I'm going to raffle that off, and 100% of those proceeds will go to the charity, the winner's charity of choice, and we'll be raffling other gear and stuff off that some other businesses are sending me. I have Woody's sunglasses, totally not connected to me, but WOODIES sunglasses. They're sending me a handful of sunglasses that I'm going to be raffling off, and other gear and stuff along the way. So I'm constantly trying to build these relationships with brands and companies.
But your website is WOODY, right? Woody.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
That.
To make sure nobody's confused. I think Jason wanted to ask you something as well.
No, I was just going to say those are great charities to contribute to. I mean, you can almost say every family is affected by somebody, with mental, different things. I mean, my mom has dementia, so those are one things, the Alzheimer's, those are just stuff that's just so rough, it's just a rough disease and everything. So those are great charities, man. Just great.
Pretty. Yeah, thank you. It's pretty rough on the family for sure, and that's why I wanted all the charities that I worked with to actually use a lot of their money and resources for developing treatment and cures and stuff. I think that's really important.
Amen. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Woody, it's been great having you on the show. If you'll hang out for just a second in the green room, we'll stick you in the lobby, and we'll come in, and after we close out the show, give you a little more information. But it's a fun time, man.
Absolutely. I really appreciate the time, guys. This was really fun. This was a change up from all the other interviews I've done, and I appreciate it, because I'm definitely trying to think of ways to make interviews different, because it's a lot of the same questions and stuff. So
you think he's gonna have a poop story question?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, that's just above and beyond. It was already a different layout and type of show, but then you throw that in there, and it's even.
Hey, you can always save the discussion of Chick-fil-A versus Popeye's chicken. That can always be. Yeah. And KFC. His was KFC. What am I saying?
That's true. Yeah, we had some slim chickens in there. All right, we'll see you in just a second.
See you, Woody.
Thanks.
How cool, man. What a great guy.
Yeah, fun time, man.
Man, he is right in line with the things, I was like, man, me and him could do some backpacking together, take him to the gorge. He's in Louisville. We should show him the gorge or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Whenever he gets here, he's 2,000 miles. He's still got a long way to walk before he gets here. But
I think he would love the gorge area. Like we'd take him over to McGill's. They'd feed him for a week. Let him hang out there. Yeah, he'd have a lot of fun out there and everything.
Jason, John Kelly was on here saying,
yes.
Is Jason holding down my spot? And
not as good as you, JK. Not as good as you, my friend.
Well, Doc said that you're doing great. On the other hand, I did have the notification set for 9
o'clock. Jeremiah.
That's my fault.
Time I get the co-host, man. You put it for 9 o'clock.
No, but whenever I went live, it still sent a notification to all the people that had the notifications on. So we still had the normal viewership on the show. John Kelly did say you are a true legend. So
right back at you, JK. Right back at you. Thanks for letting me sit in, JK. Appreciate it.
Fun time, man.
Everybody you was going back up Kilimanjaro. Is that how you say
it? Kilimanjaro. He's at the top right now, texting us.
JK is Texas from the top of Kilimanjaro.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
everybody. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody. A plug. Nicole Hikes a Lot has started these. And this will probably be the third year, I think. They did 2022, 2023. This will be 2024. October 11th, 12th, 13th, we'll go out. Red River Gorge Meetup, Hanson's Point. It's been really fun the last 2 years. What do you think, Jeremiah? I mean, it was a blast. And
Oh, yeah.
and I know some people come, some people, if you come one night, that's great. If you can come both nights, that's great. If you can just come in, say hi. We've had a lot of people come in and say, hey, we're just hiking around. We just want to come in and say hi, say hi. During Saturday, a lot of people just go off hiking, doing their own thing, come back at night. Everybody joins up. It's a lot of backpackers, a lot of like-minded people. You come out, see us. It'll be fun. Oh, and check out Backpacking with Jason on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't you laugh at that, Jeremiah. I was giving myself a shameless plug.
That was the next words out of my mouth. Make sure you check out the Emperor of Kentucky Backpacking. Mr. Backpacking with Jason,
Emperor,
sir.
like real old. What do you like?
No,
the papaw of everybody. He was the papaw. He was the papaw to that girl at the end of the Star Wars. He was the papaw.
That's only one emperor out of all the emperors in history, and plus that one wasn't even real. That was a fictional emperor made up in Star Wars. George Lucas thought him up.
This discussion will keep on. We will go on with this discussion. Everybody, check out Backpacking with Jason. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me co-host.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Anytime. That was a fun show. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for listening across all platforms. All right. Adios, folks, and we'll see you in the next one.
The heavy metal music.
Little metal music.
Yeah.
We're out.